YouTube, what's going on, baby? It's your boy BZ, and we are back with a banger. If you clicked on the title of this video today, it's because you are sick and tired of being stacked on Rebirth Island, and today I'm going to show you how you can 1v4 these stacking dweebs so you can avoid ending up like this guy.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on, boy. You get your goddamn.
Now, as I break down a lot of these clips, I want you to pay attention to about 4 aspects that you're going to see every single pro use to 1v4 teams that are stacking the way some of these kids are. It's going to be a combination of your gun skill, movement, equipment, and map knowledge. And the approach to every single one of these fights is typically going to remain the same. Your goal is to isolate, replay, reload, and then re-engage. So if it's your first time in the channel, make sure to drop a like, leave a comment down below letting me know what your favorite part of the video was, and if you learned anything at all, even if you laughed, even if you think I'm pretty, make sure to guys drop a sub, leave the notification bell on so you never miss any Call of Duty or Warzone related content. I'm gonna stop this video that we're watching down below, and I'm gonna rewind it all the way back to the beginning so I can set you guys up with a foundation of what this fight looked like and how I approached it. Now, this one team was camping on top control for the past 30 seconds, and one of his teammates makes a crucial call out in proximity chat, which you guys should always avoid.
He's below him too. He's below him too. He's below him too.
Him making that call out gives me the indication that he has some decent level of game sense and a decent headset, meaning that I can't just rush up the stairs thinking that I can 1v4 them, especially when they're gonna have the high ground on me. So I'm gonna use this information to my advantage by putting down 2 proximity mines and then throwing the smoke grenade. When people are stacking, they typically have this false sense of security that because there's no clear line of sight in a smoke grenade, as long as they're all together in one condensed room, they're gonna be okay. But they fell right into my trap, even though his teammate tried to call it out, just not in time.
He's 2 traps down there. 2 traps down there.
As soon as I get that knock, I don't have to replay and I don't have to reload. I can go back and re-engage that fight. But right when I turn around, I noticed that one of his teammates were already chasing me, and that's an easy 1v1. Now, after I get that knock, I'm going to use these next couple of seconds to do 2 things. Replay because I have enough ammo to still get another knock on a different player that pushes me, and gather as much information as possible based on what just happened. Now, that first person that I knocked with the bouncing betties has probably gotten up by now, and I see that his teammate is still with him on that section where I initially dropped that smoke grenade to set up the trap. There's one more guy coming on the back side of the building, so I'm kind of like facing in that direction right now. So I'm going to go ahead and isolate him and then go through the steps again.
I told you to move, bro. Right?
Now, this is where things get a little bit tricky because there's still 2 other people up there in that next section of the building where I had previously set up my bouncing betties. I want to go ahead and push them, and to isolate one of those players, I'm going to have to approach it differently because they're stacking so tightly together. I need to either use my movement to try and play an angle or grab some sort of corner in that doorway where I can be able to take some shots and get a knock, and then go ahead and follow up the steps again. One of the enemy players throws a C4 at me, taking off one of my plates, making me reevaluate how that situation is going to go. So I push back out, turn the corner, replay, reload, the same steps as usual. That guy who threw the C4 made that push by himself, ends up getting knocked, and gives me the opportunity to go ahead and go through the steps one more time to try and get that last player out. I'm always assuming that some of these players are going to live ping me, so while I'm putting on that last plate, I rotate on the backside, close that door to give the last player a little bit of misdirection, and as I slam back out, this is an easy 1v1 to clutch up the 1v4. Now, a lot of these methods work very, very well for a lot of you guys that can hit your shots, and when I mean hit your shots, hit at least the majority, upwards of like 50 to 60% of your shots. If you cannot hit your shots, if you haven't worked on the fundamentals, like going into a private match with a bunch of bots and just shooting a bunch of bots with aim assist off, getting used to your sensitivity, nothing that I tell you is going to help you 1v4 teams and get out of some of these situations, because hitting your shots is like 90% of the battle. The other 10% is just your movement, your placement, your IQ, and then working with your teammates if you're playing competitively. And this clip that you're watching right now does nothing but emphasize that point even more. I got the first knock on the kid coming up the stairs from showers, and right after I got the kill, I noticed that all 3 of the players on his team were either right above me or on the roof. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reload my gun and then try and use this little jump up spot to get on the stairs and then pre-aim any of those kids that might be coming up. Right when I get to the top of my staircase, I notice one of his other teammates coming up on their staircase. He doesn't see me, he looks down the hallway, so I'm able to get a knock in like maybe less than 10 bullets. I don't need to replay, I don't need to reload. I might have an opportunity to just go ahead, turn down the hallway, and re-engage the second player if I see somebody. As soon as I get the knock on the guy in the hallway, I hear somebody coming up on the staircase where I'd initially knocked that second guy. I have a couple of hits that I've already taken. I have about 1.5 plates, just a little bit over that, but I still feel confident enough in my gun skill to go ahead and push the guy that's coming up the staircase, hopefully trying to catch him off guard.
Oh my goodness, bro, that kid's
And I'm gonna be completely honest here, this style of 1v4 in teams, you don't really get to that point until you're really comfortable in your shot, in your sensitivity, in your gun skill, and playing around a lot of different players, especially when you don't have a lot of audio cues that Call of Duty has, I'd want to say, artificially or maybe unintentionally created, especially in the game with a lot of inclusion. This last clip that you saw, I was able to 1v4 them, not because I went through the steps of isolating, replaying, reloading, and then re-engaging the fight. That's typically how those fights are gonna go, especially on the bigger maps like Urzikstan or Verdansk or Caldera whenever we had them. I was able to 1v4 them because I was extremely unpredictable. I got the knock and went straight for the second person. I didn't want to give them a chance to think about what just happened. You get knocks in this game with like less than a fraction of a second to consider it. I went straight for the second and the third person because I knew that they weren't really going to be thinking about it. So it's trying to get to that level of comfortability within the game. Getting to that point, it takes a while. I'm not going to say it's super easy, but you really have to get comfortable with hitting your shots, making sure that you know, making sure that you're as aware as possible in your surroundings, having as much map knowledge as possible. But other than that, guys, I wanted to keep this video short, show you guys a couple of clips to give you guys an idea of what I'm thinking in my mind. If you guys like what you see, make sure that you guys leave a comment and a like down below. Let me know what other types of videos you guys want to see, or if you guys have any other questions about these clips or clips that I've hit in my past, maybe on my YouTube shorts. Other than that, much love, peace, blessings. Hope you guys have a good day. Peace.